Welcome to Dig It, a real estate podcast by Hubbell Realty Company. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dig It, a real estate podcast by Hubbell Realty Company. I have a full house today, which makes me very excited to have you all here. I have Rob Burditt and Pat Fox, Director of Sales for Hubbell Homes, and Sydney Rudd, a new home sales professional, part of a very large team on Hubbell Homes professionals team over there. So thank you guys for coming into the studio today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited.
Are you guys ready to talk homes and all things Hubbell Homes? I'm hoping that people already know plenty about Hubbell Homes and what you guys do, but I also think that there's probably plenty of people who don't understand how big and how awesome the team is. So I kind of want to dive into a bunch of that today. But first off, I want to hear about how you guys even got into the home building industry in general. Rob, let's start with you over there, because I know you're just dying to talk.
I'm dying to talk.
Dying, I know.
I had 25 years in the financial services arena.
Casual.
And, just something to do, right?
Yeah, just 25 years.
And we were having some transactions that involved real estate in that arena that I was in, and became licensed and basically made the transition over to full-time into real estate. This is, I don't know, it's going to be my 8th or 9th year in real estate. I was a realtor out there representing Hubbell Homes way back in the beginning days, and then was a sales manager over at another builder, and came back to the mothership, the glorious place of Hubbell Homes.
You boomeranged right back.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you back.
So happy to be back.
I love it. Sydney, what about you? What got you into the home building industry? How'd you end up here?
Oh man,
I know.
Life is the reason I ended up here. Was in healthcare before and needed to find a career. I'm young enough where I couldn't just do something for funsies, and so I remember when we first started. The hiring event was with the previous manager, and they didn't tell us what the hiring event was. And I was like, wonder what this is going to be. And I was like, if it's how to sell a home to this group of people, I'm going to fail because I've never done this before. And that's exactly what the event was. And I ended up kind of surprising myself, like, maybe I can do this. And I remember when I was hired, I was like, I've never been in sales and don't know anything about real estate. And I was rest assured that as long as you can have a conversation with people, be relatable, communicate, this job can really take off. And that's exactly what happened. And so
You're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I'll say it for you. You're pretty good at
yes.
that.
So it's just been kind of a total 180 from where I thought I was going to be 5 years ago.
I was going to say, and that was about 5 years ago.
So
Okay.
I've been at Hubbell for about 3.5.
Okay.
But like thinking back before that, I would have never thought I took this job. I had no idea what new home sales was before this job. So
I love it.
Very, very exciting.
Pat, what about you?
Well, I got my real estate license back in 2000, so 25 plus years ago.
Get you and Rob go.
Yeah, I was over at Iowa Realty back in the beginning and represented a regional home builder at the time. And after the little bit of a downturn back in 07, 08, I actually started listing homes for Hubbell Homes at the time, and made my way around for the next 20 years, with different builders and local builders, national home builders, and then kind of circled back to Hubbell within the last few months.
I love it. Well, and we're very happy to have you on our team. I know that
Thank
that's
you.
been, our team has grown a lot on the Hubbell Homes side. I say our because Hubbell Homes obviously sits under the Hubbell Realty Company umbrella as one of the 4 home building divisions under Hubbell, which is crazy to think about. We've got Hubbell Homes, Embark Signature Homes, which is that high-end custom builder, Origin Homes, which is really rural focused, and then out in Omaha, the Home Company, which is amazing. I love you guys all have just a little bit of a different way of doing things, a different focus, a different vibe, and I just think it's kind of fun to see how y'all work together. But we've had a lot of growth. So can you kind of, Rob and Pat specifically, can you guys kind of set the stage for Hubbell Homes? Like what is Hubbell Homes? How many homes are out there? How many communities? Just in case, the audience or listener, viewer doesn't actually know that.
So, a little bit about Hubbell Homes. This is their 27th year of building homes in the Des Moines market. This year we will land somewhere between 250 and 275 as far as built homes for the year. Obviously, in 2026, we'll be increasing that number to in excess of 300 homes built in a year. So, Hubbell Homes itself offers a wide variety of options for our clients, communities, home plans, whether that be single family, townhomes, etc. We basically have any option available to somebody, and as you mentioned, with our Embark and Origin outlets as well, that all the way from Hubbell Homes to full-on custom building, we are able to help it all under the Hubbell umbrella.
How many communities are you guys at now?
We're over 30 communities around the Des Moines Metro.
That's wild to me. And I know that a lot of those are central Iowa focused. So anywhere from like Waukee, Norwalk, Urbandale, like kind of just anywhere within that, I guess you would say maybe suburban. I just realized that I'm like casting a spell over here. Very October of me. So what do you guys feel like, how has Hubbell Homes, I mean, we've been a local builder. I always say local because there are a lot of national builders who have entered the market, especially recently. But we've been a really top local home builder for quite a long time. I mean, can you kind of expand on just the length of, the status of Hubbell Homes, I guess? Rob, Pat, don't be so shy. Jeez, come on now.
Well, currently you brought up a very valid point. There's national builders in our market and others that are looking to come to our market. They're always going to have their place, and Hubbell has carved out their niche into the marketplace as well. And we'll get to this later, but we have features and things that we put in our homes that we're known for that separates us from the other local builders as well as the national builders. So we just try to stay in our lane doing what we do, so to speak. And there's plenty of room for all, but our internal goal at Hubbell Homes is to be the leader on the local builder level.
For sure. Well, it's nice that you again, having that team dedicated, like there is always just a contact point, it feels like. So let's go into the new construction market just a little bit, because if viewers don't know, or maybe people are in search of a home and they're just like, man, it feels like the market is changing. The market has this a little bit of a, what's going on in the market?
Well, I guess I'll take that.
Come on.
Market is strong. I think, recently people were talking a lot about rates. The rates have been a little higher and they're kind of trending downward. So it seems like people are maybe out looking more than they had been, in the past couple months.
What is the current interest rate right now? Like, I know it ebbs and flows a little bit from time when people maybe are listening, but
benchmark 30-year fixed with one of our preferred lenders right now is about 5 3/4% for a 30-year fix. But they've got, we've got other programs out there that can get quite a bit lower interest rate depending on the program that you choose to go with.
For sure.
But again, they've been coming down lately. I think there's a shift in the mindset of buyers. They're not chasing the low interest rate anymore as much as they used to be. They're looking more for a comfortable payment, monthly payment. So sure. I think that's got a lot to do with it too.
Well, and that boils it down. So especially when you're talking like first-time home buyers, which Sid, I know we're getting in your territory here too, where it's just like that monthly payment is so important to people. So I think you guys do a good job of trying to break that down. Like if you are looking for the right interest rate, or maybe it's that hitting that monthly payment, or maybe it's just hitting that location. I think your team does a good job of that. Plenty of supply demand. Where are we at there in this market in Central Iowa?
We've got plenty of supply right now. It's all broken down by price point too. So you've got to consider, different price points may have more inventory than others. But in general, there's, I think we've kind of at a high for inventory in the Des Moines market right now, including, resales as well as new construction. So, that's why I say it's kind of a balanced market. When there's lower inventory, usually the prices are higher. When there's less inventory, when there's more inventory, the prices are lower. When there's less inventory, prices are higher. We're kind of at a balanced market right now with a good number of homes for people to buy, and prices have stabilized.
So it's a buyer's and a seller's market? Like, would that be the term that people would?
Well, it kind of goes back to what price point you're looking at too.
True.
Right.
True. What is like average price point? I mean, or actually, instead of average price point, what is the price range? I mean, you guys have a lot of floor plans, which again gets you that like square footage variety and things of that nature, but you also have got a ton of different price points for people too, depending on townhome to, larger single family.
Correct. Yeah, Sydney, why don't you?
Ooh,
Sure.
sick.
Yeah.
Get
I would
in
say
here, Sid.
Hubbell Homes specifically is mid 2s to whatever downtown is, so 6 to 7s to 8s. So such a wide variety, which I think that is what puts us apart from other builders, is that we literally have something for everybody.
Yeah.
Those people that are looking for closer to their rent payment, and the folks that are maybe downsizing but upgrading their lifestyle. And so, yeah, wide variety, and that's the cool part about our job, is that we can help in all of those spots.
Will you expand on that a little bit, because new home sales professional, what is that? If someone hasn't really heard that,
For sure.
term before, and
Yep.
they're like, okay, what is that team? What is that?
Yep. So I kind of consider us the experts of the builder itself, so Hubbell Homes. And what is there? 13 of us. And so think of us as the guider or the expert of Hubbell Homes. So if you're looking for something at the $250 price point, we can help you navigate. Here's the inventory at this price point. Here's the locations. We are just the point of contact for all things Hubbell Homes. And so having 13 of us is out there to help realtors make their jobs easier. And so I think there's always a misconception of who we are. We are simply the builder, if you want to call us the builder realtors or the builder point of contacts, because at the end of the day, we do not represent the buyers, we represent the builder. And so I think we need to be thought of as more of a tool versus a block in the way.
Yeah.
And so I think that, especially the amounts of years of experience on the team, we've got folks that have been here for 4 years, or people that have been in the business for, 6
Decades,
years.
yeah.
And so I think we can be used as more of a resource or a tool versus just like someone blowing up my phone, right?
Yeah.
So I think we should be used as resources in this market. And like you said, we have a ton of new construction inventory, and we can make things really, really easy.
Yeah.
Like knowing our product, knowing our inventory, that's what makes this whole process so seamless. Is because without realtors, we would not have as many sales, right?
Yeah.
They make the world go round, right? And so I think being able to have those relationships is a make it or break it for sure, because a lot of smart buyers have, buyer's agents or choose to not have them, and having both is great, right? So yeah, I think we should be used as resources, less of someone in the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so it's definitely like a relationship, because that's what
100%.
in my brain, I'm thinking if I've never heard what a new home sales professional, I'm like, how does that relate to realtors? And I mean, as past realtors, you two, and you oversee this team of awesome people, how does all of that work together? And what do you like about having this like internal team?
Well, one of the distinct advantages is back in the day when we were out taking buyers around and showing homes, is here you have a community representative that knows that community inside and out.
Yeah.
They know where everything is in that community. They know if we're going in and we love this floor plan, but we don't like the dark kitchen cabinets, they know where the white kitchen cabinets are at in a home in the neighborhood, right? They are the experts, and we can't stress that enough. Not only is it a big advantage when they're taking their buyers around to be able to roll in a community, but like a Sydney and a lot of the other reps, they can cross-sell in any one of our communities. So their job is to know not only their inventory, but all the other inventory that Hubbell Homes has.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
I also think that the truly successful realtors in the market that we're in have utilized our salespeople, and look at them as a resource. Because if you're selling a lot of homes, you don't have time to try to do all the research, So the
You can't
successful
know it all.
ones,
Right.
they know who to call. They'll call Sydney and say, hey, I've got this buyer. They're looking for XYZ. What do you got? She, it's like a computer, spits it out to them, and they're ready to go.
I always say, if you don't know the product, you just can't be good at this job. Again, we have 200 listings. I can't imagine having someone set up on a search for 400K and getting 100 listings, right? So I think we can really simplify. Oh, the white cabinets, the ranch, west side, here's my options.
Right.
So it's, yes, we are very important if you use us the right way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and again, there's 13 of you. Senior level, a handful of you, and then you've got all the other professionals as well, making up this awesome team of just, resourceful tools.
Yes.
Use the tools in your tool belt. I'd say that's a competitive advantage for you guys for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you hearing, Sid, with buyers, from buyers as you work with clients? Like what are people wanting in their homes these days? I mean, I know we kind of trends and, all the design stuff gets a lot of love on TikTok and Instagram and all those places. But what are people really saying, this year as they're walking in and wanting just something for them?
For sure. I would say if people of my age are looking for their first home, I think the ability to add value. So if they're buying that spec home and they're buying at that $350 price point, I think the ability to finish a basement or put up a fence, or I think people of my age are looking to make sure that wherever they're putting their money, that they're able to hopefully make more money in the future, right? A lot of folks that are buying at my age are probably not looking for their forever home. So they're looking for that first stepping stone that in that perfect community near a school or whatever. But I think when people are looking at their monthly payments, like Pat said, is how are we breaking the bank? Are we jumping from that $1,500 a month rent to $3,000? Sometimes that's not a possible jump for folks. So I think that's the best part about our job, is having that preferred lender and having that buyer's agent where we're like, okay, we have to either provide closing costs or we need to figure out a way to have a lower monthly payment. And so
bringing those resources
100%.
too, again, first-time homebuyer loans, there's all sorts of different things that you guys have access to say, okay, as a first-time homebuyer, here are some of the ways that we can make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck and making that, dollar stretch.
Of course, people want the deal, right?
Of course.
But
who doesn't love a good deal?
Of course. But I think as a home builder, I know that when I started, we were more on the custom line. And that's the cool part about Hubbell is, yes, we like to stay in our lane, but we have really evolved since I've been here, and it's only been 3 years. We were doing more build-to-suits, and then we really stripped our product of some of the extra stuff, and we learned some stuff, and then we went back to what's really, really important is the extra stuff, but still bringing a good quality, low-price product. And so I know realtors specifically have acknowledged the stripped product versus the current Hubbell product. It's much more appreciated now. And I know as the salesperson or the sales team, I know I take more pride in showing the product that's Hubbell Homes, not the stripped Hubbell Homes. Yeah. So I think just providing a product that people can bring value to it, because it is a spec home, right? Yeah. And being able to just add your personal touches.
Spec, that means different things to different people. That's just a move-in ready home. That's just being able to say, okay, I didn't really get to pick the finishes. That's fine. A lot of people just don't even want the headache of doing all of that design and customization. And so I think that to walk into a home and know that you can move into it in, 30, 45 days or what have you, is a big
I think
relief.
The other thing is to follow up on, and Sydney had a very good point. We took some of the things away that Hubbell Homes was known for, right? And so I was doing some brokerage visits and getting feedback from them, and those questions were coming up. So the good news, or the point in all that is we adapt and we adjust, right? Yeah. The feedback comes back, hey, what are you doing? I was in a home, I wasn't even sure it was a Hubbell home.
Yeah.
We're back to where we were before.
And you're able to tailor that, right, to the market needs.
Yep. So.
Yeah. Well, and so what are the things that people can expect if they're in a Hubbell home? So, what are some of the features that you guys feel like are maybe favorites, or maybe things that you're like, yep, tried and true. We know that this is us. Anyone can start, you guys.
Well, Sydney, you're in it every day, aren't you?
Oh, for sure.
Sydney, you've seen every single home.
No,
I
think one thing we've really changed and upgraded is the curb appeal. At the end of the day, that's what kind of gets people in the door, or that first, initial interest. Yeah. I think providing a warranty, of course, is attractive to folks because that first year can be stressful. Like, what if something goes wrong? other than that, I think we have a lot of floor plans.
So many.
So you get someone that wants a big kitchen. Perfect. I know floor plans that might be a good fit. Or, hey, I care more about a large primary suite, right? And so I think just the options that we provide, the communities, the tax abatements, the yard sizes, I think there's a lot of attractive options out there. Of course, there are a bunch of different features like Tyvek and things that we provide that compares us to other builders in the market. But
yeah, I know radon mitigation was one
Yes.
that we've done a spotlight on earlier this
Yep.
year about just that is a standard, thing that is in all of the homes.
Test
It's
them all.
just
If it doesn't pass, why we put the
Yeah.
fan in and
it's
test
done.
again and done.
right.
Right.
So I do think that there are some differentiators that just people appreciate. Maybe don't know to expect, but then come to expect after they've been a client with us.
For sure.
Right.
Can you guys talk about Enter Now a little bit, just because I think that that's kind of a cool technology, and I know technology plays a huge role in everything that you guys do in sales, because you work very closely with our marketing teams and whatnot. But can you talk about some of the technology?
Yeah, we started using Enter Now a couple months ago. There's other versions of the same thing, but it's a way for a home buyer, somebody driving through your neighborhood, maybe after hours or not during open hours. They can access the home, tour it on their own time, walk through it at their leisure. It's very simple. All they do is scan a QR code, enter some information that gets verified. And once they are verified that they're, at the right property or whatever, then they get a code. They can enter the home and take care of it, at their own time. And we've had a lot of success. I mean, it's kind of amazing how many people access the homes after hours or even maybe sometimes during hours.
Yeah.
They just want to look at it,
I mean,
on their own.
I don't know that I'm that shocked, because a lot of people will go a long way to not have face-to-face interaction. Let's be real.
Right.
They'd rather be like, please, I don't want to be handheld through this process. No offense, Sid,
Yep.
in team. But I do think it's nice, again, after hours, because you guys cannot cover every single community. There are 13 of you. There are 30 plus communities. So to have that access to it, I think, is really cool. I know that's something that we implemented during COVID, years and years ago,
Yeah.
especially on the rental side as well as the for sale. So I think it's neat that it's just a technology that, is continuing to be used just to give people that choice.
It is.
It's,
I
pretty,
think
it's pretty staggering, the numbers that we're seeing come through for
Oh,
people.
good.
It's really.
It is staggering. And one of the nice things is that at least for the real estate community, because sometimes the realtors might think, oh my God, they're trying to bypass us, but that's 100% not the case, really, because they have to fill out a questionnaire when they scan the QR code, and the first question that we ask them is, are you using a realtor, and if so, what's their name, and they have to actually fill in the field. So we get the information, and if they've been through and they're working with a real estate agent, our sales reps reach out to them right away and let them know that they've accessed this property. And I think a lot of them appreciate it, because they don't always know, what people are doing after hours.
We have those in many of our communities. So not necessarily, we try to
Not
have a
all.
variety of things, but we have, typically in most of our communities, you'll have a home that you can get into after hours and look at.
Well, I was just up at Crosshaven, I believe, and I think there's one up there.
Yep.
But we were doing some drone outside of Crosshaven, and it's just cool to get into the even for the looky-loos, because the
Yep.
looky-loos usually know someone who knows someone, and you know how that goes. Let's talk about communities a little bit, because again, our communities do range not only in location but just in a sense of community. We've got Waterford Landing in Urbandale, Waukee Crossing out in there's a couple out in Waukee. Sid, do you want to tell us just a little bit about some of our communities? And again, some are a little bit more first-time home buyer, or maybe a little more rural, if you will, for like Norwalk and Dannemere and things like that.
Yeah.
But
I would say, again, the variety is kind of endless. So, of course, let's just start with Norwalk. Norwalk,
Sure.
We've got single family, townhomes, standalone slabs, and then our brand new 55 plus community.
what does standalone slabs mean for the people? I'm going to make you guys break it down a little bit, because I know you like to roll and in acronyms and everything else. Standalone slab. What the hell is that?
Basically, a standalone house without a basement, and it's sitting on a slab of cement.
Yeah.
So just one level. I call it main level living
Yeah.
because slab seems kind of not great. So I think main level living is the way I word it.
It makes it that easy for those just wanting that one
Yep.
level. Maybe a little bit of their age and place factored into it too, I think, through.
It's really a couple types of buyers, right?
Yeah.
It's the buyers that don't want the stairs anymore, okay?
Don't blame
There's
'em.
minimal steps to those. Might have one coming in off the front door, right? It's the ones that are concerned about price point but want to have their own home,
Yep.
right? Because they're basically standalone
Yeah.
homes. And so that's our price point leader down there in Legacy and Norwalk. So
Yeah.
that's the place to go. And it's kind of unique in that community. They get used to the community swimming pool, the clubhouse, and the playground there by
Yeah.
being a resident. So
I love that.
Yep, variety of home types down there, but and then I kind of go to the Waukees. You've got a bunch of single family homes out there. We've got no townhomes out there, but a bunch of single family. Waterford Landing is, of course, the Waukee schools, but Urbandale location where you're kind of on the outskirts of the area, but within 10 minutes of something.
People
right?
love that, don't they? And now
Yeah.
the new Target's out there, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
that is dangerous.
The amenities, the Crosshavens in Johnston. Johnston's about Johnston, and then we now have Granger in Polk City. So we're kind of dabbling out on the outskirts a little bit now, which we've of course taken the feedback from other folks that maybe we should start in those spots. And then of course Ankeny, we've got a new community up there, Berwick Estates, I believe is what it's called. Then we've got Greens at Woodland Hills, which Hubbell Homes owns Woodland Hills Golf Course south of Ankeny, which is a great spot. And then we dabble out into the Bondurants, Altoona, Pleasant Hill, and then kind of the more rural Carlisle. We're almost out of Carlisle. There's only one left down there.
Just
but
one?
Just one.
Well, by the time this episode drops, it'll probably sold.
Hopefully. But
Yeah,
a
we're
variety.
manifesting things today.
Yes, but a variety of options. If you want HOA that is up keeping your lawn snow and
Yeah.
you have irrigation, great. If you just want that standalone house that you can throw up your fence and keep your dog, great. But 30 plus communities is crazy, and so again, being able to tap into different markets is great.
What about that expansion, guys? Like, how does I know that Rob and Pat, you guys maybe are tied into some more of those strategic discussions about expanding into other communities. So, what does that look like for Hubbell Homes?
I think, well, and Pat will chime in as well, but we've been searching for additional single-family lots,
Yeah.
right? And so it's taken us to some areas and communities that we've never built in before, which we think is going to provide us some good opportunity. And we're going to have a variety. I mean, we're bringing Hubbell Homes to areas that have never had Hubbell Homes before, right? So, Pat, I think you can probably...
Yeah, I mean, you look at Ankeny. Ankeny's, realistically almost a 20% share of the Des Moines market in
Wild.
general. And, we've had a little bit of experience up there in Prairie Trail, but not to any, huge position.
Yeah.
And we've taken lots out in, like Sydney said, Berwick Estates, and we've got another property under contract up there that will really make us part of the Ankeny market here within the next few months. So we're looking really forward to that and getting into that market more hot and heavy than we have been in the past.
Ooh, okay, that was a teaser. Heard it here first. Can't wait to see what's coming up there. It is a rapidly growing area between Ankeny and Waukee. It's just changing every single day when you go out and about, and yeah, that's just an important. We kind of call it the C, right? Like, how do we look at the central Iowa area and really figure out how best to support the different types of housing that are needed, depending on, maybe it's the industrial market and maybe it's the, employer announcements and things of that nature. Because, West Des Moines is going to be a really important market, in the next coming, handful of years. There's going to be a lot of change going down there on that Grand Ave corridor. So I know that's on our radar too. One of the things that we haven't talked about, you guys have mentioned townhomes. You've mentioned villas, single families, some of the semi-custom or custom work, but we really haven't talked about 55 plus. And so can you guys tell us a little bit more about what, if people don't know, what is 55 plus active adult mean to you? And then we'll talk
guys would
about our
know, right?
community.
What are you saying, Sam?
You know, they've alluded to their age a few times, and I've let it slide, but I'm glad you finally.
Trust me,
Did you
it's
see?
not the first time we've heard that.
I chucked a softball, and she just like hit a home run with it. Yes,
So,
gentlemen, tell us about 55.
you know,
plus.
we of course had a 55 plus Aventura building, condo style building.
Yeah, out in West Des Moines. Yep,
West
Greenway
Des Moines,
Crossing.
and that was very successful for us.
Yep.
And we elected to mix it up a little bit, so we now have Aventura at Holland Point 55 plus in Norwalk.
Yep.
And we're building a little different product down there, standalone homes, whether
Okay.
that's twin homes or we have twin homes in there and villas in there. But one of the things that came out of the West Des Moines project was no swimming pool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we go down here to Norwalk, and we've got a clubhouse, and we've got a swimming pool that's put in, and the pickleball courts are in. And so it just, you know, just to be a little different. The thing is, the community itself has taken off real well. We've had some sales right out of the gate down there.
Yeah.
So it, you know, people are looking for, you know, you can still have the grandkids visit, but you've got your peace and quiet
Yeah.
most of the time.
Most of the time. And those you said are villas and twin homes?
And twin homes.
Okay, so
yeah,
what's the
like a by attached or yeah. So
Okay.
price points there, we go basically $4 to $550 price point
Okay.
in there. Yeah, really really nice community.
Yeah.
And like I said, we have
You just celebrated, right? You
Yes.
just celebrated the grand opening, which
Grand
is
opening,
so cool. I mean, congratulations, because I know that that's just an exciting milestone to kick off and get the community in, get the city leaders in, agents as well. I know, just trying to get everyone to check out what that product looks like. But yeah, those 55 plus, it kind of offers a little bit of a different lifestyle, but Holland Point is a master plan community. So there's some rental, there's single family, but spread over a really big tract of land. And again, you're connected right over to Elizabeth Holland Park too, which I think is
Yeah.
so nice.
And you're close to Echo Valley Golf Course. You got Legacy Golf Course
your
not
golf
too far
carts
away.
over there.
You got trails that wind all the way through. You know, it's really awesome. Walkable.
So
Awesome
are
place.
these going to be open? How do people view these? If they're like, okay, 55 plus, that's my vibe, that's my trajectory, right? Maybe wanting to right size a little bit. How can they get into those? Is that just, you guys are in the community?
We've got a new home sales professional down there, Liz Hansen.
Beautiful.
And she's open. Let's see. Liz is open Wednesday through Sunday.
Well, we'll link it in the show notes. You
There
don't
you
have
go.
to, you don't
Yeah.
have to have it perfect. Hey,
Type
Liz.
it in.
Shout out to Liz, by the way.
Otherwise, realtors have access through Lockbox and
Any way they need to.
any way they need to get in.
I love that. Well, we're kind of rounding down our time, guys. You said that you didn't know. What did you say, Rob? You were like 19 minutes. Okay, we're at 34. I knew it wasn't going to be 19 minutes. I want to talk brand and reputation because Hubbell Homes has been around since 1998. Hubbell turns 170 next year, which is ancient and so cool. But that just really goes to show how longstanding the company really is. How does that play into your role and what you do today and just that reputation and that trust that comes along with such a household name?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll jump in.
Start with you, yeah. We'll go down the
know,
line with this question. How about?
We just want to be a partner to the buyers in the markets that we're in. We want to go hand in hand with them, and hopefully convey to them that we're going to be there with them even after they are in the home.
For sure.
If they've got issues that come up, we've got people on staff that will take care of those issues, get out there and help them. We build inventory homes. Some people call them spec homes, but like you said, they're move-in ready.
Yeah.
I think it's a benefit because people want to be able to, feel in touch what it is they're going to buy, see it, a finished product. Sometimes if you're, not able to do it, or if you're buying it when it's an earlier stage of construction, you don't really know how it's going to look when it gets done.
Yeah.
But, I think as far as Hubbell goes, they just really want to create communities with people, that know your neighbors and just, make it a great experience for all the home buyers.
For sure. Sid, what about you? So the question again, how do you, just relying on that brand reputation, that trust in the market?
I think if I'm thinking of just the sales team in general, I think us as the experts, again, as the resources for these realtors and their clients, I know that there are some buyers that I've sold to in the past that I felt like I could do my job for free for because they were easy, or they listened and the process was so seamless. And I think that's the care after you close. Because at the end of the day, there are some folks that I've met that I'll remember for the rest of my life because these are huge implemental chapters of their lives, whether they're downsizing, first house, whatever. And so I think as a local builder, sometimes I don't feel like my houses are just listings. Like, oh, I remember this person because they were buying for this reason. And I think having the sales team that, yes, we're limited to selling just Hubbell listings, but it's like so much more than that as the sales team and building the relationships with the buyers. And can you imagine like going into a community and all the neighbors know me or know the salesperson, and it's like,
right,
those neighbors can help you. Like they can help sell the home, or they can help sell the lifestyle here. And so I think that's kind of the cool part is a lot of these communities, only a couple of them are closing out at this point, but a lot of them are still definitely growing. And so being able to have a point of contact or a sales rep that represents the community is something to really take pride in, because if it wasn't for us, like it could have just been a sold and everybody is done here. So I think as a sales team, we are super important in the whole process, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Best for last.
Best for last. So I'll go a little off script. I just closed on my second Hubbell home in 25 years.
You did not. I did not know that.
So,
congratulations.
In the best community that there is, in my opinion. Crosshaven.
That's where you can find him.
That's where Rob's at.
That's where I'm at. I think the thing about, new home construction is it's just like anything new, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to move into a home and you're going to have a few things that need to be addressed at time. That's just part of it. I think what's great about Hubbell is we always make sure to do the right thing, okay? If it needs to be fixed, we're going to get it fixed. If it falls under the criteria that it's something that needs to be taken care of, right? Yeah. Right now, there's 3 employees at Hubbell Homes that are building homes with Hubbell Homes, okay?
And that's cool.
I mean, that
speaks volumes.
That speaks volumes of things, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't be on my second one in 25 years if I had any questions whatsoever. The reason I've always said about Hubbell is quality construction. Right? We do the right thing. There's just a lot of great things to say about who we are and what we do.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys together have built a really great team. I know, we do have a lot of new team members, Pat, you included, fairly new, but not new to the industry, not new to home building in general. So you're bringing decades of experience and kind of compiling that together. And then again, showing people who may not have been in this field previously how it's done and how to do it. I think that's no easy feat. So I do want to touch on, you guys always have great incentives. This airs in October, so I do want people to know that you got some spooky good deals. I always say spooky Halloween, which is like what, free fridge and washer dryer on a completed home, is that right?
On a completed home, closed by the end of the year.
Closed by the end of the year, got it. But you guys have rate buy downs and other things that you sprinkle out through the year that really go back to the buyer. Why is that so important to you guys?
Well, and I think rate buy downs, but I think closing costs with preferred lenders, right? There's other things that are available to our buyers.
Upgrade packages, just things like that.
Things change. Market changes. Again, we typically don't just do limited appliances. Hubbell's always been known for Hubbell Bucks, right? Yeah. A lot of people think of Hubbell Bucks all the time. Where it's incentives. We have items that people can select from to add to their homes.
Yeah.
So we try to mix it up and have a variety, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to have same old all the time.
For sure. Well, you've got a good one going right now, and I know that there'll probably be some other ones coming out in the rest of the year too, because I know you always do something with like a little bow or a ribbon around Christmas, which is always kind of fun to see what marketing comes up with. You do have preferred lenders. You have other resources in place that make what you do even easier. So any shout outs you want to give on that front before we do our off the rails question, which I know you guys are so excited about.
Yeah, one of our preferred lenders is Viridian Credit Union, Michelle York and Mark DeBrava. And then Iowa Trust is Vicki Davis, Matt Fender, and Jenny Callan. And I think, especially when I'm having the realtor conversations or the buyer conversations, it's really important that we toss that out there. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, some buyers, they want to make sure they're getting the lowest interest rate or the best, closing cost amount. And so those folks, of course, their goal is to help these clients. And so they have been a great resource or just a point of contact. Because again, the sales team we like to stay in our own lane. And so having the lenders be kind of the education portion is always very nice. But yes, they are great.
Absolutely. Plenty of professionals around us, right?
That's right.
I love it. All right, we're going to go into the off the rails question. Are you guys ready?
I don't know.
Pat. By the way, did you see me spill my coffee earlier?
I missed it.
Oh, God.
Darn it.
I realized that I think we might be on the same camera, so people can go back to around. What was that? 37? No, I'm kidding. It just was over here. All right.
Out of your mouth.
It wasn't my most beautiful time. All right. Random question is, and Rob, we're starting with you.
Awesome.
I knew you would say yes. What talent would you show off in a talent show? Keep it PG. Keep it PG. No, I'm kidding.
What
Talent.
Boy, it's a tough one.
I even have to think about this one a little bit.
I'm not sure I can give you a talent.
You're not talented?
I'm not musically inclined. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a
Magician?
Wow.
I know. Did I really stump you all?
That's a tough one. Maybe we should have a different question.
Well, first, no. We're sticking
have
with
one?
No, we're sticking with this question.
I low-key love the national anthem, and everybody knows the national anthem. So if I had to do karaoke, I'm singing the national anthem.
Oh, wow.
Seriously? That's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't really karaoke a whole lot, but if I had to.
Mine's Benny and the Jets, and hers is the national anthem. We are on different pages.
I do karaoke, but it's a little later in the
You
evening.
you have a microphone in front of you. Give us a taste, Rob. Kidding.
I don't know. I mean,
Hidden
really the
talents
only
up your
thing
sleeve?
I used to, in a previous life, did a lot of dad jokes. And
So you're a stand-up comedian is what you would do.
They were not necessarily funny. So, but it was just something that I,
I love
kind
that.
of became known for a little bit. So
I did a talent show once in high school. I sang. I'm like a mediocre singer. So why I did it, I think I just needed to overcome the fear. I don't know what I would do though. I'm not good at whistling. I'd probably attempt to sing again. But not the national anthem.
The national
anthem, how hard that is?
But I think you can still sing it and it doesn't have to be perfect. Everybody knows the words, so if everybody's singing it with you, it's a good one.
So it's like a sing-along.
Yeah.
We'll do it at our next meeting.
I'll lead. Isn't Laura? Laura's a good singer.
Laura does the national, Laura on our marketing team, shout out to Laura, does the national anthem every single day of the Iowa State Fair for the horse show. And sometimes she's doing it numerous times a day. And so by that last day, she's like, good morning, everyone. She's like, gotta save her voice.
She's gonna love the shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta save her voice for the national anthem. So awesome. Well, thank you guys all for taking the time to come in here today. We've made it well past 19 minutes. Everyone can go to the show notes and check out hubbellhomes.com. That's probably the best and quickest resource, right? To see all the communities, all the available homes, a lot of these resources, to see a lineup of the team as well. And Sid, I'm going to give your Insta shout out. Sid at Hubbell Homes, right? Sid with Hubbell Homes is in our show notes as well. We'll link to all of the team just because everyone has their own ways of sharing their communities and all the great things they're doing. So be sure to check those out. And again, thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing just a little bit. There's still time to get in your home before the end of the year, right?
Scary good deals.
Spooky good deals. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dig It, a real estate podcast by Hubbell Realty Company, is produced by Amplify Des Moines. Check us out wherever you get your podcast. Find us on YouTube at Hubbell Realty. Check us out on our website at hubbellrealty.com. And of course, like, subscribe, follow, and share across all social media platforms.